Welcome back again. Let's continue on part 3 of this networking series. On this series, we will configure switches. Still, we set up the lab and we configure DHCP and DC server in here. Now we will configure switches for VLAN. Still, status is good. I'm going to start from this switch. First, we'll configure this switch. Later, this. So because we have two devices connected on this switch, VLAN 20 and 10. Those devices should get the IP for VLAN 10 device get the IP from 10 range and from the 20, and we'll completely configure the network on this way so that we'll configure the internet access as well. Let's start from this switch. Okay, this is the access layer switch 1. Enable configure terminal. This is the Cisco switch, L2 switch. Okay, here I will configure VLAN 10, VLAN 20, and also VLAN 100. We have total 3 VLAN because this VLAN supposed to provide the IP to here. We can configure the VLAN 100 later too, but let's do it together. We can give the name of the VLAN, but currently I'm not giving the VLAN name as well. But if you would like to give the VLAN, we can give the VLAN name. And let's configure interface range E0/021 switch port mode access port. You have to assign the different VLAN for each port. So let me exit it from here. Interface E0/0 switch port access VLAN 20. Exit interface E0/1 switch port access VLAN 10. Okay, we configure the VLAN on here and assign the port. Let me see. I'll do exit. So VLAN brief. One more time. So we have the 10, 20, and 100 VLAN, and we assign the port E0/1 for the VLAN 10 and E0/00 for VLAN 20. Then we have to configure terminal. We have to configure A0/2 as a trunk port. Interface A0/2. So to configure the trunk port, we have to define the encapsulation protocol .1q here. Even though this is the L2 switch, but on the real scenario, we don't need to configure encapsulation, but on simulation, we have to configure encapsulation here. On this port E0/2. Switch port trunk encapsulation .1q switch port mode trunk. Okay, this port is trunk. Exit so interface trunk, we can see the trunk port .1q. We give this native VLAN 1 default VLAN for now, but for the security reason on the production environment, we have to set the native VLAN other than 1. Okay, now we have not done anything more right now, just configuring the basic things. We are allowing all VLAN from 1 to 4094. All VLAN are allowed it on here. That's all on this switch. Okay, I will go to saving. Let me save the configuration. So run. We can use the so run command what we have configured so far. So we have set up the interface A0/0 on this switch. This is switch 1 A0/0. That is switch port access VLAN 20 switch port mode access. 0 by 0. Okay, VLAN switch 0 by 1 is VLAN 10. That's fine. VLAN 10 and switch port mode access. And other port is 0 by 2 is strong port because this port should carry the traffic for VLAN 10 and 20, including native VLAN and voice VLAN as well if there is voice VLAN. Okay, currently this is good. Let's configure distribution layer switch. We have to configure SVI on here, and as well we have to enable IP routing. We have to enable OSPF on VLAN, and we have to configure DHCP helper address as well. Then we have to configure default route toward the internet. So L3 switch have the many more configuration. Enable, configure, terminal hostname. This is the DSW. Let's do the name. Let's configure VLAN first. VLAN 10, VLAN 20, and VLAN 100. Okay. Then what we will do? We will configure the SVI. Assigning the IP address to the VLAN port is called switch VLAN interface. That is necessary for inter-VLAN routing to communicate between the different VLAN. That is called routing. So we have to enable the internal routing. We have to run the command IP routing as well. So I'm going to run this command. So let's define the SPI. There are two methods inter-VLAN routing, router on a stick and switch VLAN interface SVI. This is the modern technique. So the older technique, when the devices were expensive and only one router supposed to use for multiple VLAN, on that case is the router interface should use as the sub interface and define the inter-VLAN routing. But configuring the VLAN and assigning the IP on the VLAN interface is called switch VLAN interface. Let's do it. Interface VLAN 10. I'm going to add IP address for there. So IP address for VLAN 10 is 192.168.10.1, which would be the default gateway of VLAN 10. 255.255.255.255. Okay. Okay, no shutdown. And we can configure, and that is off. We can configure IP helper address. So if someone comes to the SVI to get the DHCP, so IP helper address would be 100.2. That's all. Okay, we'll exit. Then we go to interface VLAN 20 IP address 192.168.20.1. 255.255.255. Subnet mask is that one. IP helper address, same DHCP IP address, DHCP server IP address 192.168.100.2. What else? Nothing. That's it. Let me save it. Deploy. So VLAN brief. Let's see the VLAN. We have 3 VLAN. And if we see the show IP, let me do, okay, because we are on the global configuration mode, and that case we do the do IP interface brief. So do show IP interface brief. So we have VLAN 10 is and VLAN 20. I don't know VLAN interface VLAN 20. No setup. Let's do it. It is saying the administratively down, but it is off. Let's do the interface. Let's do the show IP interface brief. Now it is off. VLAN 10 is off, VLAN 20 is off, and we assign the IP address on the VLAN, that is SVI. And we have done that. We have enabled the IP routing as well. And we also, let's do so run what so far what we have configured. You can see here we have configured VLAN 10 IP address, IP helper address, VLAN 20 IP address, IP helper address, and we have to configure one more VLAN interface exit interface VLAN 100. We have to define this gateway for VLAN 100 as well. Okay, IP address 192.168.100.1.255.255.255.2 exit. So run. We have done so far this much. Now we are going to save this one, write memory. Let's check on this two device. On this one, this is Windows 10 device. Let's see if this get the IP from VLAN Windows 6. This is supposed to get the IP from VLAN 10. Let's see, VLAN 20. I'm sorry, IP config. Sorry, getting the IP from VLAN 100 because the DHCP server was on VLAN 100, and the previously we have not configured the VLAN on the switch, and all the switches are on the default VLAN. That was VLAN 1. That's why previously it was assigned by this. What we can do, we can release and renew IP config release. So we can release the previous IP address, IP config FIZ space renew. Okay, let's see if it get the IP address, and if it doesn't get the IP address, we have to verify if something is missing there. If it didn't get the IP, what we can do, we can disable and re-enable the adapter. Let's check on here. Let's go to command prompt, network properties, let's disable it for now and enable it and check. It's still identifying. There could be something wrong, and this one as well, so it's not getting IP. Let's check on it. There could be something wrong. It's not identifying. Disable and enable. We might miss something there. Okay, there could be some issues on it. Okay, because definitely we have not configured this switch. This switch doesn't have the VLAN presence, so traffic comes up to here, but no VLAN are present here. Okay, let's configure this switch as well. I can show simultaneously. Okay, let's configure this switch. Enable configure terminal. Okay, VLAN 10, VLAN 20, VLAN 100. Exit. Let's configure interface E02, switch port trunk encapsulation .1q, switch port mode trunk. Okay, then Then configure interface range A0/0 to 1 IP switch port mode access and okay. Okay, and let's configure mode access switch port access VLAN 100. Those gonna be, oh no, switch port access VLAN 100, not the 1000. Okay, perfect, that's done. Okay, still it doesn't get the, I don't think it's gonna get the IP one more time because we have not configured this port as well, trunk port. Okay, let's configure A0/2 as a trunk port and distribution layer switch enable. So interface trunk, if you check, oh, A0/2 already trunk, yeah, A0/2 already trunk, so this should get the IP. Let me try disable and enable. Let's enable. Okay, still identified. Let's see if this get the IP. There is an API IP. Okay, now let's troubleshoot it. So we missed something here. E0/0 E0/0 trunk port native VLAN. Okay, that is fine. So VLAN brief, all the VLAN presents on here, 10, 20, 100. So IP interface brief if there is something, because VLAN 100 down. Okay, interface. Okay, that's it. Configure terminal interface VLAN 100. Now set down. I see. Okay, now this is off, and now this VLAN is off. SVI. Let's try disable and enable one more time. Okay, now it's get it the IP. You see ras.com is here. Okay, now let's check which IP this device carried. Let me save the configuration. Distribution layer switch configuration, IP config all. Let's do it. Okay, in 6 this get the IP from VLAN 10, VLAN 20, VLAN 20, 20.10, and the default gateway 20.1, and DHCP server, or this server is the DHCP server, this server is the DHCP server, this server is the DHCP server whose IP is 102, and we have former DNS server as this one. Now networking is ready. So if we try, okay, this device also get the IP. This device, this computer, Windows 8, this is on Windows 10, and this is on Windows 20. Let's check the IP. Okay, so this is 10.20, this is 20.10. We can also check the device is communicating by doing the ping command. So we can test the ping between VLAN 20 device, VLAN 10 device, and VLAN 100 device. And all the rest of the video we'll see on the next video. Let's wait for the video 4, that is coming soon. Thank you for watching this video.